Hey everyone, my name is Todd Witte. I'm the executive pastor at Midway Church in Aubrey, Texas, just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. As we were coming out of the COVID quarantine, our lead pastor, John Tyson, preached a message in which he said something along the lines of, don't you know, church, that you are dealers of hope? And it got us thinking as a staff, hope dealers. What a great campaign. What a great idea for a world that is blowing up around us. One in which people are clamoring for identity, clamoring for good news. We saw all kinds of bad news going on, and we just thought to ourselves, let's figure out a way to take this idea of being hope dealers and translating it into something that resonates with our church and with our community at large. Colossians 1:27 reminds us that Christ in us is the hope of glory. Don't you love that? That story really became something that took hold in our church. Christ in you, the hope of glory. When everything else is falling apart around you, what is it that makes you different? What is it that sets you apart? It's Christ in you. And Christ in you gives you hope. So we made up these t-shirts. And we said, hey, listen, church, we want to do something that we've never done before. We want you to share your stories with us. And in order to get one of these t-shirts, you have to submit your story. That was a good idea at first, and it kind of backfired on us. People started feeling a little weird about lifting themselves up and doing like, whoop, whoop, look at me, I got it going on, right? And that wasn't the intention at all. So it kind of morphed into this idea of nominate people around you that you know have shared Christ and been the hope in the community around us. I want to share a couple of those stories with you this morning, and then I just want to wrap this up by encouraging you to take part of things that engage your congregation in their hearts and their minds in ways that minister not just to them, but to the community around them. Check these clips out.
Hi, I'm Barry McCain.
And I'm Barbara McCain.
And we are Hope Dealers.
Hello, Midway family. We're Curtis and Leanne Hill. Pastor asked us to share hope through our communities, and this is how we did it.
I'm Lucas. And I'm Zach. And we are Hope Dealers.
Hi, my name is Skylar Moore, and this is my Hope Dealer story.
So as we were walking, I was still struggling with what can I do for our community, and it hit me. I could pray for each house as I pass them, pray for their salvation, pray for
Their safety.
Pray for their jobs and their financial situations.
So, we started with a few chickens. And a few chickens turned into a lot of chickens. And a lot of chickens turned into chickens and ducks. And after that, we decided we've got to do something with all these eggs because our refrigerator just isn't this big. So Barb said, let's take them to church and start just sharing them with people.
I just saw that there wasn't a lot of hope in the world at the beginning of the pandemic, and just seeing that people needed Christ and that all of this stress was just going to be solved by getting to know Jesus Christ a little bit more. I decided to write letters.
So we were at a basketball hoop and we saw glass laying on the ground, and so we wanted to take that glass and put it to the side so nobody would get hurt. So we sweeped it up and we put it close to the grass so no one got hurt, and it took a couple days.
You know, I listened to Pastor John and the staff here about being a hope dealer, and that's exactly what we're trying to do, and we're blessed to get to do it.
So as you can see in these videos, it's amazing to watch people get excited about something that is, even in our estimation, maybe just insignificant or small, but it made a big impact in their lives and in the lives of those around us. If we're going to be effective for the cause of Christ, we have to stand apart. We have to be willing to step up and give an account for the hope that lies within us, of all people. We have a reason to be joyful. When the world is literally burning down around us, we still are able to come to the table and say, can I just tell you about something that makes a significant impact in my life? As we visited with our staff and with the leaders in our church, it became really evident that during a time when people felt disconnected, when people weren't sure what our next steps were, to have a campaign was a very, very important thing for us. It provided a point of unity. It provided a place of activity. It gave people something to do that was tangible and actually accomplishable in their lives. It wasn't so big that they couldn't do it. It was easy to deliver a plate of cookies to a neighbor, to assist somebody in a need that they had, to just bring a point of joy to somebody's life. It's incredible when we will simply live out our faith, how it impacts the world around us. Pastors, I want to encourage you. During a time when we're wrapped up in ensuring that numbers are up, that attendance is right, that people are engaging, that we're paying attention to the pennies, because all of that is what helps us be able to function as an organization. We can't lose sight of the world outside and the world around us, and engaging our congregations to be able to be salt and light. This idea that we are bright, shining lights in a dark, dark world never goes away. Being a hope dealer gave our church a point of connection to that during a time when it felt like we weren't even sure if we could meet together. And then when we were able to come together, we came together and we shared the stories of what God did in us and through us to our community, to our families, to our coworkers, to our neighbors. It was such a cool thing to have a place where we didn't have to focus internally, but we could celebrate and praise the Lord for the things that He was doing through us externally. Man, we're grateful. We have an incredible staff and an amazing team, but we don't have everything figured out. We're very humble and grateful for the opportunity to present this little piece of Midway to you. And we hope that it's been a blessing to you and that you're able to glean something from it. Hope Dealer isn't an original concept with us, but it is something that we capitalized on. And we moved into a little bit of a campaign that resonated with our church. And I hope that just from the few minutes that we've had together this morning, sharing these stories, getting this little bit of inspiration, that it resonates with you as well. If you want more information about how you can put this in place or what we did or even our graphics, we'd be happy to share all of that with you. All you have to do is email me at todd@midwaychurch.org, and I would be happy to share everything we have related to our Hope Dealer campaign with you so that your church can share hope in your community as well. God bless you. May you continue to share the hope of Jesus Christ so that the world would know Him.